Before we get started, I would like to say that I've got a fantasy team screenshots here. Of course, you're welcome to join my league, which has the code in the description. But without any further ado, let's get cracking.
Z99 out the Fir Park Tunnel.
Hey guys, Goggsy here and welcome back to a brand new video. Today is my Scottish Premiership predictions for the league table for the 2019-2020 season. So I'm going to start from bottom to top. So 12th place I'm going to go for St Mirren. Now St Mirren, from what I've seen, have had a disastrous pre-season. They've lost their manager, Oren Kearney, who I thought did an alright job. And then they had this saga with Coleraine, and they were going to have a friendly with him and all that, and then they weren't going to have a friendly with him, and then you look at their Betfred Cup and it was just a horror show. I mean, St Mirren finished the group on 6 points after playing, three teams that were quite weak, one being East Kilbride, and they got beat by them on penalties. So by that reasoning, I am going to put St Mirren 12th for this season. In at 11th, I'm not really sure. I'm still playing about with my predictions, but for now, my feeling is Livingston in 11th, because Livingston, I think, have lost too many players to compete with their performances of last season, early on especially. But they're definitely better than St Mirren. I mean, they're through to the next round of the Betfred Cup, although they've got a tricky tie against Forfar Athletic. I think Livingston may surprise a few more people, but then again, I think they might slump back down to 11th, and they could well be in danger, in my opinion, this season. In at 10th, I'm going to go for a surprise one, is St Johnstone, and the reason for this being, well, they only got 3 points in the Betfred Cup group. They've had a very poor start in pre-season, and I actually had a conversation with a St Johnstone fan when I was out last week, and he said that they've lost 9 players and only signed one in answer to that. So by that, they're not really prepared for the start of the season, and it's literally tomorrow as soon as this goes out live. It's really mind-boggling to see a team like St Johnstone, you know, how often we've praised them about with their shoestring budget. They're always in the top 6, apart from last season, and they're always doing this and that, and they're great, but it would appear not this season, but only time will tell. In at 9th, we're going to go for Hamilton Accies. Now, Hamilton Accies, I usually tip for the drop, because as a Motherwell fan, you sort of think, oh, Accies are nothing. But to be honest, got to give them their due. Accies have stayed up, 5 seasons in a row, and I just think they've got enough in them to actually stay up another season. So for that, I'm going to go for Accies to stay up, and they are through to the next round of the Betfred Cup as well. Although they did have a shaky start against Airdrie, but they did come back to win 3-2. In at 8th, we're going to go for the new boys, Ross County. Now remember, the last time Ross County came up, which was 7 years ago, they had a fantastic start. They were unbeaten in the first, almost a full round of fixtures, and they finished in the top 6, and that sort of started a cycle of teams coming up and then finishing in the top 6. So for that, I've got to keep that in mind. Ross County are a very resurgent team. We've always got to be wary of them, because they always come back and bite you, no matter how down they are. So I'm going to go for 8th for Ross County. 7th place, I'm going to go for Kilmarnock. Now I think Kilmarnock have, of course, they've had their European woes, and I just think they're not going to live up to Steve Clarke. And the new manager, yeah, he's got the fantastic connections and all that. He's got pals at Juventus, Inter Milan, AC Milan. It doesn't matter if he can't speak proper English, because we are in an English-speaking country, and apparently he's still learning the language. And I think that can sometimes be lost in translation when speaking to your players, and I think that'll be the key weakness for Kilmarnock this season. So in 7th place, just missing out in the top 6, I think will be Kilmarnock. However, in 6th place, I'm going to go for Hearts, and I think it'll be between them and Kilmarnock for top 6. I think one will miss out. Hearts, of course, had a very woeful start in the Betfred Cup. They lost in penalties to East Fife. They struggled at home against Stenhousemuir. They beat Dundee United on penalties, and now they're playing us in a couple of weeks in the Betfred Cup. It's going to be interesting to see, because what my dad usually says is he likes to judge what our season's going to be like after the first time Motherwell play Hearts, and usually it's quite accurate, and if we run them a good game, we're going to be close for top 6. But to be honest, I'm going to go for Hearts in 6th place. In 5th place, I'm going to vote Motherwell, and it's not because I'm a Motherwell fan. I just think from what I've seen so far, we've been very impressive, and whenever we've got the ball going forward, it's not just a sort of, right, we'll just rest a bit for 5 minutes and we'll just pass the ball about the back. We're always regurgitating attacks, and it's really good to see that we are relentless going forward, and it's great because we've now got a couple of wingers in, and we can basically start where we left off last season. I mean, last season we were the 3rd highest performing team in the second half, and if we can continue that, perhaps a trophy, perhaps European football. One can only dream of such things, but it would be absolutely fantastic for the club, and it would be a great experience for all involved. In 4th place, I'm going to go Aberdeen. Honestly, don't know what to make of Aberdeen. They won 5-0 tonight, as of me recording this. They also helped me win 90 quid. Thanks, Aberdeen. From what I saw in the early parts of the transfer window, Aberdeen were acting quite shrewdly, and they were signing a few players that I just didn't think much of. One being Curtis Main. That was one of the strangest transfers that I saw in the window. But if Aberdeen can put a few strikers up top that can actually score goals this season, and I don't see any harm in them pushing for higher than 4th, but for now I'm going to go 4th for Aberdeen. In 3rd place, despite Hibs' hiccup in the Betfred Cup at the beginning, I think Hibs could very well finish 3rd in the league. Now, I could very well change my mind at the start of match day on Saturday, but it'll be too late by then. I've got to get this up now. So I'm going for Hibs 3rd place because I really rate their manager. I think Paul Heckingbottom is fantastic. Some of the signings they've made have been like, alright then, interesting. And of course they've had some more money pumped into the club. I mean, if something starts going wrong in early August, I think Hibs will have the funds to go and purchase a couple of players and see them sail high and not challenge for the top 2. But I think there'll be a gap between 2nd and 3rd this season, and it'll be by probably about 8 or 9 points. So Rangers and Celtic fans, this is what you've been waiting for: 2nd and 1st. Now I'm going to go 2nd Rangers and 1st being Celtic. I think Celtic's still got a bit too much for Rangers to challenge just yet, but it could be next season that Rangers maybe stop 10 in a row, but it's all down to this season first. I think Celtic definitely have enough firepower. I mean, whenever Celtic have played, and ever since Rangers went down to 3rd division, Celtic haven't had to really break into much sweat about winning a title, and I think they'll be run close this year. But Rangers, on the other hand, they've made quite a lot of signings, done a lot of business, whereas Celtic haven't really. They've only brought in just the 2 or 3 players, I think, but I think it's a quality over quantity thing for Celtic. But the thing is, under Neil Lennon, they're a bit unconvincing. So I could be proven wrong. I do not think Celtic will win the treble this season. I think it will be a team like Rangers or Aberdeen that win a cup, and perhaps we might challenge for a wee trip back to Hampden. But for now, that is my predictions on the screen right now. And yeah, I hope you guys find this informative and whatnot, and everyone join my league. And yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like down below if you want more of this snazzy content. Subscribe if you're new. I'm goggsysaan, bet wish you are. See you later guys. Take care.